Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel. This is Life Talk for Women and I am Natalie Goncalves, a registered counselor specializing in women's mental health. Today's video is the third video of the saga, The Burnt Out Mother. And today's video title is How to Stop the Comparison Cycle. Right, so as always, I've got my notes with me and I hope the video is not too long, but it's very important to explain the concept of comparison and what I mean by that, and also through the lens of the female neurobiology. Comparison is a way for us to have a reference point, so we can evaluate what's good, what's bad, what's working, what's not. We do this automatically, really, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when it comes to women's brains, the story changes a bit. Let me explain you why. First, a little bit of context. We compare our looks, we compare our skills, our assets, our children, our homes, and we measure our things to other people's stuff all the time. Because in the female brain, comparison means that I worry enough to make sure that I will fit in. That's super important because the female brain, it's all about prediction and worry. That is doing the best we can to survive. According to the explanation of Dr. Lou-Anne Brizendine, an expert in the female's brain, she points out that the ACC, the anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, is the worry wart in the brain. And in women, in the female brain, this little place is larger and more active than that is in men. What do I mean? We worry, we are hardwired to worry. This is just the way our brain works. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. It's just the way it is. Now, linking the worried brain to the comparison. We worry because we need to make sure we are good enough to fit. We are good enough not to be rejected. Rejection for the female's brain is a big deal. We women need community. If we're rejected, our stone-aged brain kicks in and it means we're going to be left outside to the mercy of our enemies to starve and die. So we were safe in numbers. We need to be safe in numbers. That's why we need so much more community and close connection with our friends than our men needs. So what we do, we look at these women close to us that shows that thing we think we need, that is the old women when we were in the cave, the women we should copy in order to have the same success so we can stay in the cave. So these are the women nowadays in our lives. We look at them and whatever they have that we evaluate as good, we want. And we try to copy, we try to imitate. Therefore, what we do is we measure ourselves with other people's rulers. But here's the catch. No one, absolutely no one can be someone else other than they are. And this is just a fact. But we cannot come to terms with this reality. And we try to be someone else, to compare ourselves to other people, and we fail miserably, putting ourselves in a very difficult position. If you think I am exaggerating, let's call out to memory. Think of all those times you got yourself a beautiful outfit because you saw someone else using, the actress, your friend, and it didn't look good on you. Or maybe you saw that actress and that amazing movie with that stylish haircut, and you just went ahead and did it, and you look terrible. You didn't like it. This is just a very shallow example of how we're not supposed to fit in other people's boxes. Now the same goes to motherhood. We compare ourselves to our mothers, we compare ourselves to our sisters, we compare ourselves to people we don't know, social media platforms, influencers, and all of that. What we want is that very good part they're showing us, we want that for us. Or we try to escape from the bad part they have. We listen to our friends telling stories about childbirth, breastfeeding, getting pregnant, and motherhood in general. And we take all that narrative and we try to force ourselves to fit in that little box. And what we think is that little box is safety. So if I fit in here, I'm safe. I'm gonna be a good mother. I'm gonna be a terrific mother because I fit in her box. She seems to be a good mother. The truth of the matter is we don't know. People only show us what they want to show us. That's just a reality. Even pregnancy journeys. We listen to these beautiful stories and we want that for ourselves. Not considering that we have no control over that. All of that outlook, all of that search in other people outside, comparing ourselves, take up too much of our time. And we end up with no time to look within where our true resources are. To look within is the best way to find the resources that will fit perfectly in our lives and circumstances. We have a unique set of gifts given by God. We have our personalities, we have our biology, we have our culture, we have our environment, our own style. We are capable of many great things because we're naturally equipped with all the things we need to mother our children. Not everybody else's, our children. Our children are not other people. Our children are not our sister's children, the TV, or your neighbor's children. And they're also unique. See how that creates a chain? And very often, mothers who compare themselves to other mothers will compare their children to other children. That's deadly. That's not a good thing to do at all. Our children are as unique as we are. So what we do with all of this, how do we stop the comparison cycle once and for all? First and foremost, number one, self-knowledge, self-awareness. That is absolutely 100% the best thing I can tell you today to fight comparison. So spend time knowing yourself, your personality, your preferences, your lifestyle preferences, the way you learn best, how you like to be entertained, what are your colors, your style. Spend time researching about you. Do you know all those times you're scrolling down doing absolutely nothing? Just something for yourself? Even for physical exercises. People often stop doing exercise because they believe they have to go to the gym. Gym is not the only place people exercise, you know? We have dance classes, we have swimming lessons, we have a variety of possibilities in order to get yourself fit and moving. But we don't know that because we try to fit in the agenda, okay, I have to go to the gym, check box, and we hate it, so we stop altogether. Know yourself, know what you truly are, know who you truly are. That'll prevent you from comparing yourself to other people because you're going to fall in love with yourself. And the things you need working with, you're going to have a lot more of awareness. And knowing your own flaws will provide you some sort of compassion So if you learn not to criticize yourself, you're not criticizing other people either. Secondly, learn self-worth and self-respect. That's a big one. You know your values. You make choices that will align with those values, and that, as a result, will bring about the life you want for yourself, based on what's true for yourself, true within. 3, get out of the social media platforms. Live real life. Here, now. Smell the smells. Touch the textures. Be in the moment. Live your life. Listen to your kids' voices. Listen to yourself. And be very critic and suspicious about everything you see online. That's staged. Those mothers you compare yourself to, they're not showing the truth. They're showing a very little amount of their lives. And they're too busy monetizing their content to just show you their ugly truth. Yeah. 4th and final, have the courage to become who you could be. That takes a lot of work. That takes self-awareness, that takes self-respect, that takes also self-knowledge. And living life, it's bothersome. There's suffering. Everything gives us some degree of laboring. So you might as well do the labor that will bring the life you want to have. And all this fits in the motherhood category. And all of this fits into the motherhood category. We need to know what's the best style for us to mother, what's important to us, knowing ourselves and working up until we're satisfied with who we have become. But that's based on who we were before, not comparing ourselves to other people. Never compare yourself to other. Never. Only to who you were before. So now you have the true point of reference to guide yourself as a compass to the north, which is the life you're aiming for. Life full of love and respect and presence in its full. No one is perfect. And to finish this video, I would tell you something else. Avoid comparing other people to other people in their presence too. Avoid that conversation altogether. Don't compare no one to no one else. Stop bringing this kind of conversation to the table. Comparing a cup with a wine glass, it's worthless. This is what we do with yourself. So, as a mother, comparing yourself to other mother, the way they mother, it's not worthy because it doesn't work. You have to know yourself in order to avoid this kind of situation. And do you know that times you spend trying to be someone else? What if you switch gears and try to work on yourself and try to be yourself and try to take those personality tests, the self-knowledge content that I was discussing before? Use yourself as a point of reference for your own journey. Who you were before will guide you to the one you want to be in the future. And in motherhood, we are all different. Don't compare yourself to other mothers, to the way they mother, to their childbirth stories or breastfeeding. And the message now is specifically for women in postpartum. You're vulnerable right now, and you might be at risk of postpartum depression. And one of the things that is very common for women with postpartum depression is to compare their own experiences to more normal experiences. Something like, I should be loving my baby more, the way my mother did, the way my sister did, or the way my neighbor told me I should. And showing love, the simple act of showing love might be different for you and me. Perhaps for me is to hug my children and to have them close. Perhaps for you is to make sure the house is clean and sanitized so they're safe from diseases. There is no right and wrong here. You have your own way to love and I have my own way. Many women get in this dark place where I should have my house the way someone has. I should nurse my kid the way that she did. And that's just a prison. That's just not the reality. Spend time with you. Know yourself. That will bring you so much information and so many other tools in order to fight and not to get into the rabbit hole of comparison. It's not worth it and it doesn't add to your life whatsoever. And please don't bring comparison talk to any conversation you have from now on, because now you learned it's not worth it. It's not worth it to compare yourself to other people, and much less comparing other people to other people in their presence. It's just, a snowball, and it goes heavy, big, down. It doesn't bring anyone upwards. Like my grandma used to say, if you have nothing good to say, you don't have to say anything at all. Okay, I think the video is too big already, and I just want to finish by saying there is no perfection other than Jesus' love for us, and that we can rely on. All right, I'll see you next time, hopefully, and please consider subscribing to this very channel that is all about women's mental health. I'll see you later. Ciao.